anniversary of what people have called the worst play in the history of football. And that play just so happens to only have one name attached to it and a graphic at the bottom of the screen. It's mine. We're playing the New England Patriots. And we had this incredible thought going into the week. Hey, anytime you play the Patriots, especially in that regime, you can't be giving the ball back to Tom Brady. They had been beating us by hundreds and hundreds of points at this point. Right in the middle of the complete domination of the Patriots, which are still living in this world today, by the way. 4 years ago, we were still in that. And we had a team that was very good, and we knew that we weren't going to be able to give the ball to Tom Brady a lot. So if we were able to steal first downs, if we were able to steal possessions, we were going to try to do it. And we had this incredible plan, and it was for a mock fake punt that was just trying to catch the New England Patriots in a substitution there, or if there's no substitution that happens, no big deal. We'll take a delay of game penalty, back it up 5 yards. Pat would just punt from 5 yards back further. I said, I like it. I like the way we're thinking about this. I said, what's the plan? So the plan was our punt team was going to jog onto the field. In this particular situation, we were on the 37-yard line on the right hash on our own half. So probably going to be a fair catch inside the 20 there. If we lose 5 yards, probably going to be a fair catch inside the 20 there. Not really much difference if we're to lose 5 yards. It was the perfect situation, and we had practiced it all week. The practice it was, offense is on the field, then the offense comes off the field, but they wait on the sideline, very visibly on the sideline. And then if you watch the tape back, the entire starting offensive line, Matt Hasselbeck, the backup quarterback's even in the shot the entire time. And the object was, the punt team goes on the field, makes it look like we're punting, and then all at once, everybody turns and sprints as if we're going off the field to bring the offense back onto the field, in turn trying to Patriots the Patriots. Mm-hmm. If there's any miscommunication on the Patriots side where they go, okay, they're subbing, let's get our defense back on the field, and they go to get off, and there's that moment where they're caught mid-sub where somebody's coming on and people are going off, our punt team was never going to leave the field. So all you got to do is just get a quick snap, take a knee, no big deal. You just got to get the ball snapped while there's too many men on the field, get a first down, steal a possession instead of giving the ball back to Tom Brady. In theory, in practice, it was magical. Oh my God, this is going to work. And if it doesn't work, if they're not in sub, no big deal. We'll just back up 5 yards, no problem. The left gunner all week, the person who's supposed to snap the ball on Saturday either gets sick or something. He's no longer in the game, but no worries. Let's keep this incredible strategy in the game because we have a guy named Griff Whalen who's a Stanford guy, and I was at Stanford last night. Smart place. And Griff Whalen had proved on many occasions he's an incredibly smart guy, can get everything right. So they go, hey, Griff, you know the play we've been practicing all week. You haven't been in because we've had another gunner. We need you to be that gunner, which goes ahead and is the center because you're on the far side of the field. So you're going to be jogging towards the sideline. And then when you get to the ball, you're just going to stop and bend over, become center. PP, who is fake Colt Anderson, has faked running off the field, has come back now. He's quarterback. Study the playbook. Make sure you know it in and out, Griff. We have nothing but faith in you. Griff Whalen was the backup holder. Griff Whalen was the guy that we put in positions that we need something good to happen. He was the guy that caught an onside kick from me. I mean, Griff Whalen was our ultimate utility guy you can trust. So Griff Whalen read the playbook, and in the playbook, this play was in there because that's what happens with plays so people can study them at home just in case something happens. In the playbook, it said to the gunner, if you feel somebody up under your butt, and you have your head down, and you're not a center, so you just have your head down. You're in a position you're not ever been in your entire life, especially when you're a 5'8" white guy. You've never been a center. If you feel somebody's hands on your butt, in the playbook it says, snap the ball. So, unbeknownst to Griff Whalen, while Colt Anderson was jogging on the field, a coach who has an incredible voice and is incredible gamesmanship says to him, hey, if they're not in a sub thing, since we're taking a penalty anyways, try to draw them off sides. Like just, you got some guys lined up over the ball that might not normally be lined up over the ball. No harm, no foul. If they don't sub, since we're taking a penalty anyways, just try to get them to jump off sides. No big deal. That message was not relayed to Griff Whalen, who was just reading the playbook of the things, who was told if somebody gets under center, snap the ball. So Colt Anderson, once he sees that they're not subbing, they actually covered it perfectly because they are the New England Patriots. And goes, all right, I'm going to try to draw him off sides. Gets under center. Hey. And then out of nowhere, something that none of us thought was going to happen, the unfathomable, it's notorious at this point. The worst play in football happens at that moment. And it is easy as just 2 miscommunications there. It's as easy as the gunner getting sick the day before. There's a lot of things that happen for that to happen. And then when you're watching, and my face even gets shown during the entire thing, my face at the end of it is kind of the ceiling clip of the clip. I am even as befuddled as everybody else because unlike Colt Anderson, none of us were told that the hard count was coming. Tom McMahon, who had a rough one last night with the Broncos, incredible special teams coach, I don't think he had any clue that Colt Anderson was going to go in for the hard count. So Tom McMahon, Colt Anderson, both from Montana, I think Tom McMahon wanted to fight Colt Anderson like as that was happening. He's like, and Colt's like, wait a minute. I was just trying to draw him off sides, trying to make a play. And now, whenever you're trying to make a play, trying to out-Patriots the Patriot, if that play works, we're talking about on a complete other side. You remember that one time the Colts outsmarted the New England Patriots? But instead, the complete opposite has happened, where it is known as the worst football play in history. And my guy, that is not the same play. My guy, Griff Whalen, we just showed a picture of a kickoff return where Griff Whalen was getting tackled. He never had the ball and got tackled in that play. Colt Anderson did. Griff Whalen is now known as the worst center in NFL history. Colt Anderson has 1 quarterback snap, and it's for a 3-yard loss on a turnover on downs, and my name will forever be attached to it. And it's a moment I think we can all learn from. If you're going to communicate, make sure we talk to everybody. And if you're just trying to slip something in that maybe can make the play a little bit better, you have to tell everybody because you never know what some people know and what some people don't. So not only is it circumstance and situation that happened 4 years ago, it's a little bit of miscommunication. You put that into a pot, sprinkle a little what the hell on top, and what do you got? Worst play in NFL history. And I was part of it. And I'm just waiting every single week for some buffoon to draw up a worst play so we don't have to get referenced. Happy 4 years to that, though. Good for us being a part of that. Hasselbeck, though, is right down there on a sideline. I don't know if anybody sees him. He's actually in the shot more than I am.
I like the 32.
And I just realized that last night. He's a big part of it, though, because he's waving the team off. And then we practice this. I'm telling you, the entire team practiced this during the week a couple times. And guess what? During the week, it worked every time. Our scout team, they were caught subbing every time, snapped the ball. And you just get out there in the big lights in a very close game against the Patriots when we potentially got them. And something like that happens. It doesn't look good. It's not great. But I'm still proud of us for going for it. Like, I'm happy we thought outside the box and went for it. But, boy, Murphy's Law, what could go wrong did go wrong. And we didn't even know that was a possibility for what happened. And it went catastrophic, some would say.
Pretty cool to be a part of, though.
You think? Yeah.
No way.
You really think that?
Yeah. Any news or... You get it.
After it calmed down, it was rough. It was tough sledding because we're right in the middle of head coach potentially getting fired, GM getting fired. So there's a lot of fingers to go around. So I came out and spoke about it. I was like, this is what happened. I'm tired of everybody telling Griff Whalen he's an idiot. Griff Whalen has no idea what's going on above him. He's literally 5'4" playing center. It was just a miscommunication. It happened, which, by the way, happens in football all the time. Miscommunications happen. That's MAs, missed assignments, miscommunicate. These are things that happen. And this is just another case of that, even though it's like a fishbowl, a little bit of a spotlight because of how unorthodox it was. But the PR people for both the GM and the coach who are trying to maintain their contracts and get another year, they kind of want to work in the media world. whose fault it was. Was it the player's fault? Was it coach's fault? Was it this? And I came out and told the whole story on Bob and Tom. Whole story. I was like, listen, this is what happened. I'm tired of people blaming Griff Whalen. Griff Whalen is literally he's a Stanford nerd, right? If you read something, he's going to do it. That's just the way it is. There was never a thought of him adjusting from what he read in the playbook. Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea what happened. So I told the whole story. Mike Golick on Mike and Mike comes out, and I guess he was on Chuck's side or whatever. I still have yet to meet this guy. I met his kid. His kid's a good guy. But I'll tell you a guy that was public enemy for number one for a while was Mike Golick, because he was on Mike and Mike or Golick and Wingo, whatever show it was at the time. And he was like, the punter should never speak. Why are we taking anything serious? And that got back to me, by the way. And I'm like, what? I stuck up for my teammate who was getting death threats from people and calling the worst football. A guy who's been cut 15 times. A guy who's just trying to make it at this point. Granted, he's a Stanford grad. He's going to do well. But this is not a guy that's like a high-end superstar in the NFL. We're just going to pile on this guy even though I know it's not his fault. No, that's not the type of teammate I am. And by the way, I don't have much of a filter. So if something's coming, it's coming. Mike Golick says, well, this punter shouldn't talk or anything like that. I was like, okay, Mike Golick, that's cool. every single weekend of a home game, I would give away 4 tickets. And that was before Twitter changed their algorithm. I was able to trend worldwide a hashtag anytime I wanted with those tickets. I would do an ungoogleable question. I would make a hilarious hashtag, and I would get boom, boom, boom. We'd be trending worldwide. I'd get Japanese people tweet me with the hashtag. What is the temperature of my hotel room to the 10th degree? Please use hashtag Patty likes it hot. And all of a sudden, hashtag Patty likes it hot would be trending worldwide. I'd have Spanish answers and everything like that in like 20, 30 minutes. It happened every single weekend. My mom's favorite food I had one time, and it was like Sally likes, hashtag Sally likes, blah, blah, blah. And I would have people like, who the hell's Sally? Who cares? Like in Japanese, I'd be translating it. It was awesome. That weekend, I was going to have hashtag RIP Mike Golick. So I was going to have somebody answer an ungoogleable question for 4 tickets to the game. I think I was going to even up to like field passes, so we got even more answers. And I was going to have that must-use hashtag RIP Mike Golick, and I was going to have that thing trending worldwide, and Mike Golick was going to have to come out and say, I'm not dead. I am not dead. This is all because of Pat McAfee, the punter I said shouldn't talk. And the Colts PR got a hold of it. They heard about it because there was quite a buzz around the facility. They're like, oh, you hear what McAfee's doing? It's like one of the best things of all time. And Colts PR was like, will you please not kill a man on the internet? And I was like, he deserves it, man. He shouldn't be talking about me like that. I don't like the way he's talking about me. They're like, but what if his family sees it before him and they think he's dead and it's a whole situation? I was like, he should have thought about that before he came after me, don't you think? And they're like, yeah, you got to be a little bit above that. I said, I am not. I want to let you know I am not. And then the PR guy even gave me like I'm probably going to get fired if you do this. I'm like, don't you? So I didn't do it. But that was one of the only things I really have regretted in my entire career is not doing that.